Welcome everyone, Jimmy Dali here, and today we're gonna have a special guest with us. We're gonna have Val showcasing Path of Exile, and he's gonna showcase a special build that he's done. It's called the Flicker Strike Berserk. So I'll hand over the microphone to him, and he's gonna explain everything to you guys. I hope you enjoy the show. This is amazing, incredible how far he's come along.
Hello everyone, my name is Val. I'm the son of Jimmy Dali. I'm 17 years old, and I spent a few hours on this game. And I saw a YouTuber make this build, and I'm like, when I make the right currency, I'm gonna make it also. I made about 300 vines and made this build. I'm gonna showcase a map first to see how it works. This is an 8 mod city square. Pretty nice. I'm gonna show you how fast I clear it and explain the build throughout the map. Main mechanic of this build is rage. That's why we chose the Berserk class. I joined the map, I press right click, everything disappeared. That's the mechanic. I open my flasks and kill everything. I have the skill on my Q, it's called Blood Rage, which helps us maintain frenzy charges. And the frenzy charges helps us maintain the flicker strike. The flicker strike teleports to an enemy and hits them 2 to 3 times, thanks to the multi-strike gem. And it consumes frenzy charges. As you can see, the green here orbs, these are called frenzy charges. It consumes them, and every time it consumes one, it can recharge. It can cast again. So that's why it's important to maintain the frenzy charges. Sometimes you may struggle with damage because some bosses are tanky. Okay, that's not a problem. That's why we have the totems. It grants a huge buff to our damage. I'm gonna show you in a sec. This monster is usually troublesome for some people. I just open these totems, pop my Berserk, open it, and it's dead. The other one is it died because it's invulnerable. Wait. I can't hit it. Okay, it's dead now. It's fast and very nice. I like this build because it's hyperactive. I like fast things. I like seeing the screen just disappear. I'm gonna do a harvest here to showcase you how fast it really is. That was the first wave, second wave, and the third with one monster duplicated. It's just fast. I'm gonna leave the map and explain my gear. The path of building link that you can follow to copy this will be in the description. It's not perfect. If I had more divines, I would have crafted it better and with a lot more damage. But I'll take what I can get. So basically, the gloves are spiked gloves because they have the melee damage implicit. And I crafted them using hunter influence gloves. I rolled chance to impale on hit with attacks. And then I took another set of gloves, rolled +1 to maximum frenzy charges, which is kind of rare. But I did it myself so I wouldn't spend too much money. And then used an Awakener's Orb to merge the two mods. And after that, I crafted the grants level 20 aspect of the cat skill, which helps a lot because it gives us the frenzy charges we need, thanks to our body armor, Pharaoh's Fur. Which if you read what it does, you'll understand why it's so important for this build. After that, I bought this belt. It costs a lot, but I sniped it from someone for 10 times less. These gloves, +1 to maximum endurance charges. The endurance charges here, as you can see, my defenses are not perfect. I have tons of armor, but it's not perfect. But if I press Enduring Cry, which gives us endurance charges, my defenses go up a lot, and I'm basically immortal. My rings are synthesized diamond rings, but doesn't matter what ring it is, just the synthesis mod. I have global crit strike multiplier, sorry, can't speak. And I used essences of Scorn. Yeah, essences of Scorn, which grant crit multi on the rings. And I tried to find the resistances and chaos rays so I wouldn't die so fast and so easily to chaos. It's one of the most important things, these rings. But the most expensive thing about this build was the weapon and the jewels. I'll get into them later. The weapon I crafted using the fractured mod. I got a low fractured mod because everything else was expensive, and I used essences of contempt. Deafening because too much damage. And basically I want to hit increased physical, keep the prefixes, and then craft increased attack speed. That's how I crafted the weapon. It took a lot of divines, 40-50, because it's rare. And also used tempering orbs, as you can see the enchant on top. 8% increase explicit physical modifier magnitudes, which increases our physical damage by a lot. I used the craft critical strike chance because our other mechanic is critical strike chance and critical strike multiplier. We attack so fast that we deal so many critical strikes, and we need them to deal a lot of damage. My helmet, I bought a fractured base with chaos resistance and crafted the suffixes with essences. And it was very easy. I crafted the prefixes using Eldritch Chaos and Eldritch Exalt. You can read here what they do. I can definitely better this, but I'd rather not to at this economic state that I'm in. The boots, I told you about the boots, the belt. The shield is also expensive if you want to get +5 chance to block. I got +4 because I didn't need it. This amulet, originally, it's called Strangle Gasp, and it's a unique amulet that lets you anoint it 4 times. But thanks to Val Orbs, which is this thing, I corrupted it. I crafted the 4 anoints on the amulet, and there's a mechanic that if you Val it, there's a chance to ruin the item. As you can see, these are unique. These are orange. They can turn yellow and basically ruin the whole unique. With this unique, I wanted to ruin it because it grants more modifiers. It grants other modifiers because Strangle Gasp as itself is only needed for the anoints. So I did the anoints and then Valed it for a chance to ruin it, and I ruined it and I was so happy. I was so happy because I got intelligence, which was useful for Assassin's Mark. And I also got fire resistance, which was very helpful in the end. For flasks, I have Lion's War for the more physical damage and knockback. I have Quicksilver Flask, which can change. I will put Onslaught with increased critical strike chance. Self-explanatory why I put Bottled Faith, if you read what it does. Diamond Flask for critical strike chance. And now it's time for the jewels. I'll get into the charms later. For jewels, I got that which was taken. You only need Impales You Inflict, last 1 additional hit. And War Cries grant 5 rage per 5 power if you have less than 25 rage, which is very, very helpful. These two together are pretty expensive. I paid 60 divines for only this. Maybe it's more expensive now, I can't price check. I got also this Watcher's Eye with Impales You Inflict, last 2 additional hits, and Determination block, which is very helpful because I have this, which per every 1% chance overcapped block, which I have 21% overcapped, it will give me 2% for each 1% of spell damage. If you read what it does, you'll understand. And that helped me a lot with my defenses, and I wasn't so squishy. This Lethal Pride gives me a lot of things per allocated passive. 20% armor, 20% melee damage, chance to deal double damage, which is very helpful. Increased melee critical strike chance, critical strike chance, crit multi, crit multi. These two are not so helpful, but they're okay. What else? The cluster jewels. I had a problem sustaining mana at first, and then when I was following the YouTuber's guide, he's called MAGEFIST, shout out to him. Very nice guide. He had this, which is attack damage leached as mana. I didn't know this was a thing, and I got it afterwards, and my mana problems were fixed. I was using a mana flask. Even with the hours I have, I still make mistakes. Anyways, I had this, my mana problem was solved. The only problem with having leech as mana is you can't run maps with players cannot leech from monsters, because then you cannot leech mana and then you'll run out of mana fast. The cluster jewels are these, you can copy them. I have also this Forbidden Flame and Forbidden Flesh. You need to have both so you can allocate on the Ascendancy this. This was the cheapest one to allocate out of the 4 others because it's the least used. So I allocated this so I can also have this. You can read what they do. It basically grants crit multi and rage, which helps us a lot with our sustain and damage. Now for charms. I went for Primal Huntress, of course, because of charms, and I spent half my money there also. So critical strike chance while at maximum power charges. If you see, Pharaoh's Fur and Aspect of the Cat also helps us with power charges, which is very useful for critical strike chance and this charm. I also got it with 15 to all elemental resistances, which cost quite a bit. Melee chance have chance to fortify and maximum rage for more damage, and chance to fortify so I take 20% less damage, which to my surprise helped me a lot. I leveled up 3 levels without dying, while I was dying a lot before. And then this one. Chance to block attack damage, because I told you before, thanks to that notable, helped us almost cap spell damage. And impels you inflict last 1 additional hit. You've seen a lot of this impel thing. It's basically, I cannot explain it well because I don't understand it much as well. But when an enemy is impaled, the impale reflects 10% of the physical damage of the impaling hit to that enemy. It's very useful, and per impale that the enemy has, it deals more and more damage. It stacks and stacks. That's why we need to stack impale. That's why I have it here. I have it on the Watcher's Eye. I have it on the That Which Was Taken. I have it on my gear. I have it on everything because it stacks. And 90% of our damage comes from that. I think in the path of building that I will link in the description, I'm sitting comfortably with totems at 30 to 40 million DPS, which is insane for a build that isn't made for bosses. I'll showcase a quick boss if I have one. Give me a second. I do have one. I'll showcase this one. This has increased maximum life. This is an Eldritch boss. It has a lot more health than the usual boss. And I'll show you how much damage it does. This thing, I didn't expect it to deal so much damage. I may not tank it, but it's very impressive the damage it does. Okay, so now we're in the inescapable doom phase. You go to the purple orbs, pop them, and then get back to fighting. You dodge these attacks because they kill you. Let me dodge, okay. As you can see, pretty decent damage. I don't have flasks ATM at the moment, sorry. And I don't have the totems. And yet, I still killed him so fast. For a build that's made for mapping, this is too fast in my opinion. I'll showcase another map just in case. If you want to click off the video, the guide is over. I'll just do another map. I'll do a safe house of Fort June, just to see what the raw damage is without any mods. This is the true speed and true damage of the build without any modifiers. No league mechanic, no anything. I don't open the totems for these maps because I deal too much damage for them as well. I'll open totems for him, but he'll die instantly. He's a mini boss. Look at him. Dead. The other mini boss. Dead. That's it. He's done. I love June. It gives so much XP and so much money. She's very profitable. I'll open the safe house. And that's it from me. Thank you everyone for joining this guide. Also, as you can see, the settings were high and default, but they were high mostly. On my PC, because I have my own PC, I run them on low because I can't run anything better than that. I have an RTX 2070, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an AMD processor.
But for
this video, I'm using my dad's specs, which will be in the description.
RTX 3090. It's an R7 Ryzen 7 3700X and 32 gigabytes of RAM at 3200 megahertz speed. That's been Val on what's the build called again?
Flicker Strike Berserker.
Flicker Strike Berserker. You can check it out in the description below.
And a disclaimer for everyone that's new to the game. To showcase the build, you need a third-party app called Path of Building. It's very safe, and it's very useful for new players that want to copy builds. I'll leave the link to the download link on the description as well as the Path of Building link, so you can link it. MAGEFIST, thank you for this build. You've been an inspiration for me the last 3 leagues. I've always wanted to do this, and now that I made the currency to do it, I was very, very happy. Thank you. Thank you everyone, thank you for listening to me, and I hope you liked it.
I hope you enjoyed Path of Exile. Don't forget to share, like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.
Bye bye.